constructed set review of Knights of the Frozen Throne for Hearthstone. New set, new expansions, so yeah, I'll mostly talk about constructed because I'm not an arena expert, but if anything catches up my eye, then I'll probably make a few notes. So, out of all these 4 cards that are confirmed right now for Druid, I like Bustling the Plague because, well, I've seen what it actually does in practice and it looks really insane. I, to an extent, like all the cards, but the point is that I'm not sure where they all fit in because it seems like there will be a specific separate archetype for Druid for all the Death Rattles, for all the taunts, but is this gonna be better than Aggro Druid or Jade Druid? I don't know, like, Aggro Druid is better in one matchup than the Jade Druid in another one, but I don't know where in the matchup spectrum this Taunt Rattle Druid will fit in. But the card is certainly interesting, but maybe they won't just, spawn a separate archetype, but just support the existing ones. Maybe we'll see a transformation of the ramp Big Druid into something that will incorporate a lot of the new cards. We'll see. As for Hunter, well, I do like that they're pushing this kind of secret mid-range control-ish Hunter with the new replacement hero card and a few other things, but I kind of want a few interactive cards. For example, like, well, to an extent, the trap could be an interaction. I mean, this Venom Strike trap, because that essentially kind of gives you a removal in a way. I want to see some kind of a build that will actually benefit from having the Huntress to make your all the secret 0 and then this new legend and then plus the gadgets option here. So I really want to play a deck like that, but I don't know if it's going to be viable. We do have some removal, but not so much. We need some life gain basically, or some way to get armor. Well, we get the with new Rexar, but it's not exactly quite it, I should say. And then with the tracker, we kind of can, build our deck so that we can more reliably get some taunts or some life gain neutral minions, things like that. The Bowman is actually pretty good too because, well, at the very least it can get back all the crats and then the Savannah High Main, that kind of stuff, so we just need to make sure that it doesn't spawn any of the bad ones. Well, even the Grandmother is still like a good Death Rattle minion, like to spawn back. Alright, I should rather say respawn. So as far as I understood, this legendary dragon from Mage will get you those 0-1 tokens that the Fragile Battle Cry gets you random legendary or something like that. More on that at the end of this page. I do like Jaina. It really fits in rather well into Control Mage. As to some of her cards, well, I'm not sure where the new Apprentice will land. Maybe in some sort of tempo, but I don't think you want it there because, I don't know, maybe as a tech card. And probably not in tempo. Probably more in, maybe Control Mage against other slow decks. Just as a counter to, other mages, for example. Yeah, and then Conjure, I don't know where it does fit in. Just Antonidas is not enough. If we would have had this with the Flame Walker, then this would be just ridiculous, but I don't know. It is a good defensive card though, so there is that. Maybe it will be a decent one-off as a 4-drop in Control Mage, I don't know. I'm not sure that archetype wants a card like that. Even if Antonite is in mind, there has to be more than just that. Uh, I think Ice Walker will be something that's will be featured not just in a more dedicated Elemental Mage or Tempo Mage. Actually, I think it's best in Tempo with like Secret Aggro or something like that, because then you can make sure that they're not gonna be able to trade in that well in mid game. For example, even as a turn 4 play, that's quite alright. Play this and freeze something of their own, and then if it survives, you get to continue freezing the blockers, or not the blockers, but the opposing minions that are threatening to trade and into yours and stuff like that. Probably the same deck would like to Cold Wrath, but as it stands, I don't know where you want it. So it will be a new type of tempo aggro mage, maybe without secrets at all. I don't know if we see enough of synergy for the freeze mechanics and keywords and so on. I'm not super excited about the paladin cards that have been approved so far. There have been a couple new ones that haven't been added to this side just yet, because they were not officially confirmed, I guess. But the ones we already know for sure are just not that insane. This Divine Shield push is just not really really inspiring me, even though I'm not really a paladin player, at least for constructed. I enjoy it in arena, but I can't speak that much for the for constructed paladins, even though I've played against all of them a lot in tournaments and on the ladder, and I've studied the list of all the variations of paladin, but just in total it doesn't speak to me. All these cards are quite decent and playable, and they do things, but I don't think the Divine Shield Paladin would be actually a legit archetype that we'll see. As for Priest though, well, there are a few weird ones. So the Spirit Lash, you would want to run it in a deck with Blood Mage Thomas for sure, I suppose, or something like that. Even though it doesn't quite clear that well, but it's a good spell to find with the with your tutor. I forgot to name the 2-mana Discover spell from the deck that I play in all my priests, but I forgot to name for some reason right now. Anyways, you know it. Yeah, so we'll be fine, but we like some neutral spell damage empowerment for priest, or in priest class itself. Embrace Darkness is kind of interesting, it's weird. I'm not sure, I want it to be good, but I have some skepticism. Archbishop, it's really interesting. I think it's actually quite a balanced card, because then again, your deck has to be super flexible to incorporate a bunch of weird cards. And let's say you play against Token Shaman or Token Druid, you get a copy of their deck into your deck, it's not going to be that good. So I think it's like a tag card for tournament control priests, because then let's say you play with your control priest with this legendary against almost any paladin, you're going to be okay. You're going to like this, or against control mage, or against taunt warrior, you're going to be fine with whatever is there. Except for the quest, maybe, but the quest will be out very soon unless they shuffle it, which is very unlikely. So yeah, it's more like a tech card for tournament builds, but you're not gonna see this card on ladder. I don't think so, but I think it's good. but just not for ladder, for lineups, for when you need some interesting control deck to counter other control decks or mid-range. Eternal Servitude, well, it's interesting. It could be potentially busted. As of now, I don't think any priest actually wants it. It's still discoverable with that tutor. So maybe that makes it actually good. At the moment I could just say that it's potentially good, but not necessarily. I wouldn't guarantee that it will be featured in uh, Gauntlet decks. It's something. It's something. The problem is that at the moment, um, there are no really good targets for this. It's like, I mean, on average, like, what are you gonna return back? All of the stuff that you kind of want to return back um, has some very valuable battle cry triggers, so you lose that value. Um, I think it's more a card for Wild, for Reno Quest Priest. I just don't see it in Standard right now, but in Wild Quest builds, you have so many good death rattles, and Belcher, or what is it? Butcher is one of them, at the very least. And there are a few other really good ones. Like Shredder. Returning back Shredder with this would be like pretty good value for its cost. So we're just gonna get a little bit more mid-range control-ish. So yeah, like all the cards so far. Even though we haven't seen all that much, but all of this makes sense to me and constructed. All these three. So we just need to see more good weapons, I guess, for Rogue, and then we're sort of set. So really like the new throne for Shaman, really cool. Christosis, if you know how to use it correctly for various cases, then it's going to be pretty good. The Narabi is one legendary that really speaks to me highly. It's really sweet, it's really flashy, goofy, a lot of value if used up correctly. And yeah, I like the Frozen theme. But I think the new Fel will be actually featured more in the token builds, because it's just 5 mana, and yeah, it has the battle cry ready. So with this guy in question, I guess you definitely play both copies of Doppelgangster, and then what do you cut? That's the question. Maybe you want Stonehill, something like that. And then the rest of the cards spoiled for Shaman. Well, all of that goes into this dedicated free stack. So we're gonna see a different archetype which will feature most of the this themed cards, I think. Because yeah, kind of like Jade Elemental Shaman hasn't really picked up since the Rogue Quest nerf. More like, what can I say, Deval's gonna be huge for Control Warlock, but yeah, it's a metagame card. Obviously, Reveler gives some hope for Zoo, and let's see what else Warlock does, and then we get a huge portion of neutral cards, so maybe there's some hope there. The Black Queen, I'm really not excited about that card. I don't think it's a thing that will help Quest Warlock, or just Zoo-ish, mid-range-ish variation of Warlock. I think it's good in control because you're not really that heavy on this card. All the hybrids, which are trying to be control-ish but still get all the synergies from the quest, is I mean, or try to push the quest in the neck. I don't think they're gonna work out really, but we'll see. Um, what other cards we're gonna get? This Ferrari is really weird. It's like I can sort of imagine a scenario when it's good, but right now I don't see particular cards that will actually, make it good. So we need some kind of like scry effect. I mean, if opponent will put something on top deck somehow, through some spell or some ability or some effect, then this will be a pretty interesting tech card. And that's basically what it's gonna be, a tech card. Um, and right now, I don't recall anything that, kind of synergizes with it. Well, de-synergizes, I should rather say. Pinned on is weird. Maybe it's more of the, fatigue where for wild. Same goes for Deadman's Hand. Um, you have way better tools for a fatigue build in wild than in standard. But we'll see. Maybe when we see a few more cards, then I could change my opinion. Because if there's gonna be a fatigue, a control warrior in standard, then these two cards will probably go into it. And yeah, I don't know, this Mountain Fire Armor could go into that deck, but I'm not so sure. It's sort of like a tempo card, but then how you can use armor outside of the shield slam, that's a mystery to me. So if there will be more payoff cards like shield slam, then I could see cards like Modifier Armor to be actually good. So and yeah, at the moment outside of Batron in Wild, I don't see a use for this animated Berserker unless there will be U and Rage cards, things like that. Because right now the payoff is just a Battle Rage, which is not enough for the Acolyte. So there has to be more outside of, well, usual, what was it, the, destroy damage. Yeah, why do I keep forgetting card names today? Yeah, whenever someone survives damage, so yeah, that's an interesting one. So I do want to see a temple where and not just pirate builds as the aggressive versions of warrior, that's for sure. So Blood Razor also goes into that category. I feel like they're pushing this kind of tempo, pain, rage sort of warrior, but don't quite see it together yet because there are not enough of engine cards or payoff cards. So here we go for the neutrals. I'm really not into all these new legendaries that give this limitation for the deck building. Really not that excited for any of them right now because I just don't see it right now. They could be potentially broken, but then again, I know, really hard to set them up. On the plus side, they're all neutral, so we'll see. I guess the 2-mana one has the most potential in my book. Then, well, Nerubian is kind of like Load Hub, but probably worse than it, but Load Hub is pretty busted. And what can I say? This is a static effect and not just a one-turn thing. So it could be broken, could be a weird kind of stalling mage with this and the new apprentice. Could be a very spicy lineup decks with tournaments against other slow decks. Just like hate on spells like really crazily and make people really break down. Corpse Taker. Well, it's pretty good. I'll give you that, but yeah, it's pretty good. I think it will be a pretty decent constructed staple, not an overwhelming one, so I wouldn't hurry up crafting it, for example, only maybe after 1 or 2 weeks with the new set. So once September comes here, so then maybe I'll see whether there will be good decks with it, but it has a lot of potential actually. And the meat wagon is pretty curious, so by default it fetches you up some 0 power minions. There's gotta be some good ones there, especially in Wild. This will be crazy in Wild. Yeah, on top of everything it's also a max, so it has all of those synergies. So let's see, right now, I don't think there are any crazy 0 power creatures you want to fetch with it, especially down to the table. But we'll see. So this Tick Abomination, I really like it. Question is where it's gonna go. So I think it's a mid-range card. It's not really control or aggro. It's for those decks that can, you know, just continually control the board, but also want to get on the board somehow still. Maybe it will be in control decks. I doubt that, because if you go like full control, then you have better options. If you go mid-range in some decks, for example, I can kind of see it in mid-range Hunter, maybe something like that, or maybe in well, I don't know, like Freeze Shaman or something, in those kinds of decks. The new neutral pirate is sick. It's just sick. It's gonna make a lot of people mad, and it might actually replace the Naga Cursor in the deck. There's a pretty good chance of that. Maybe you run just all of those, just maybe cut Leroy, play both Nagas, play both of these, and cut the Mortal Strikes, maybe? Something like that. That's how you find the space for it, but you probably want to play to those in Pirate Warrior. Maybe even this will spawn some non-warrior pirate decks, because now it's in one more good neutral pirate. That means, I don't know, Pirate Rogue, Pirate Shaman, Pirate Druid, or something like that, Pirate Paladin. That's also probably a good thing. So it's a random mini and random Defrattle to your hand. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's not gonna be a huge constructed card, but I'm fine with it around. It's interesting, and it's gonna be loads of fun in the arena, or in Tavern Brawl, stuff like that. Mindbreaker is pretty sick. So again, probably going into this, probably mage, very focused, kind of hate bear centered deck, where you play this guy the 6th job and the reverse apprentice. Maybe they'll give us something else, so we can have this super weird troll deck that's Toast will probably want to play and stream with. Boomner is interesting. I think it's a very good arena card, but that's probably about it. Not gonna touch on the penguin, because it's a beast, it might have some synergies somewhere. Might even, I don't know, potentially give some hope for a 3 quest rogue comeback, but I doubt it. I don't think that's what the nerf quest rogue wants. Necrotic guys, well, what are your other minions that I summoned to? Good arena cards, but that's probably about that. And maybe not even that good in arena, but decent. Born. Well, also pretty sick in arena. Has light chance for constructing, but I kind of doubt it. Where you would want to play it. But yeah, those comments are, a lot of comments are built for arena to spice it up a little bit. Okay, couple of skill being. Outside of being discovered with the priest 5 jobs, well, what else does it get? Well, give rather. Give another random minion plus 3 attack. That's random and not that much value, and it doesn't, it cannot, sorry, give the bonus itself. And send a turn if it would be a battle cry on a specific target. I think this would be actually a pretty good card for this target. The way it is, I don't think it's even good for arena. You'll probably pick it up as a filler dragon if you need those for some synergies, but that's probably about it. Okay, you have a few variations on the tokens and stuff, just so that you know what they do if you haven't checked them out yet. Okay, random legendary to the end, yeah. And it's a death rattle. And battle cry, yeah. I guess battle cry will be too busted. That's 8 mana legendary dragon. Righty then. That's about it. I hope you enjoyed this. So leave any likes, feedback in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe because yeah, that actually matters. And comments and likes do matter and make an impact. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Until the next sale, goodbye folks.